3 and period 4. Unfortunately, we're going to miss another period due to the Spanish activity on Friday, December 8th. But I did want to make sure that you got caught up before the break. So I'm doing a quick little video lesson that you can do on your own time. Hopefully before the holidays. You can even have some time next week to do it. The first thing I wanted to clarify was that in your student bundle guide, so I just clicked on my bundle guide. Notice that on the first learning target, if I scroll here, there's an A, a B, and a C. B was the Storm Spotters Guide Activity 1, and C was the Storm Spotters Guide Activity 2. Now, when you rate yourself, that's the final rating for this learning target, and you should have 3 pieces of evidence. That's really important that you have these pieces of evidence and that you show me them before leading into next assessment in January. The next learning target should also be, you can copy it and paste it from my document, it is the predicting the weather. So you have to first read the weather and then second predict it. You're going to miss the predicting the weather, so I'm going to actually do a quick sample for you so that you can do it on your own time. Let me just read it for you. You're predicting how scientists use weather maps and model stations to predict future weather. This means that I can write down current weather, which you did in the double when I wasn't here, for 3 cities over 3 days. On the 4th day, you're going to predict the weather by looking at some clues to understand trends and patterns within weather. Notice I don't have a rating in here, but I do have a link. So I'm going to click on this link. This is the meteorologist activity. Okay, so task 1 was to again just look through and understand the icons for the weather map, just to get an idea of what these symbols mean. You don't have to spend too long doing that. The second activity was reading the weather. So if I click scroll down, you'll see that you have these fronts coming into each of the cities. You have to read these station models, they're called, for Arizona, Oklahoma City, and Georgia. One thing that I wanted to point out was the pressure system. It's confusing to know if it's high pressure or low pressure. So 103, to understand the barometric pressure, you actually have to add a 10 in front of it, so that, and let me show you, if I get a note here. File, new note. So if you see something that's 103, to figure out the pressure, you have to actually add a 10 in front of the number. So it would be 10, 103, and then within the last digit, put a decimal point. This is the barometric pressure, and it's in MBHG. Do not have to worry about these units, but that's the barometric pressure. And you're comparing it to 3 numbers. The first number is 1083.8. This is the highest pressure ever recorded. On Earth, okay? Normal pressure at sea level is 1013. This is normal pressure. And the lowest pressure ever recorded was 652. This is the lowest pressure. So when you're looking at this number here, which is the pressure for Phoenix, Phoenix day 1, this is Phoenix day 1. We see that this is relatively normal pressure. Okay? So when you come down to describing the day, you want to put about average pressure or a little below average. Okay? So this note is really important. Actually, I'm going to screen save this for you and put this in haiku so you can see and compare. Okay? When you get down to the final activity is saying to predict the weather. So what I want you to do is actually don't do this in Sketch. Use your notebook to draw station models. Well, what's a station model? These are station models here. Okay? Well, how are you going to draw these? You have to look at a couple things. You have to look at the weather that's coming in from day 3. So day 4, this particular low front is going to be moving towards Phoenix. This particular warm front is going to be moving towards Oklahoma City, and this particular low front is going to be moving towards Atlanta. That will give you some clues as to what kind of weather you're going to draw. I would like you to put in the temperature, what you predict for the precipitation, the humidity, the overcast, the pressure, the wind direction, the speed of the wind. Okay? And I would like you to take a picture once you've done a drawing. Okay? Right here. Once you draw, insert the photos in for each. So if you do it on piece of paper and pencil, take a picture, put it in here, and then I'd like you to describe the weather. When you're done that, you actually go in to the meteorologist activity and you can look at the answers. The answer key is here. I don't want to open it up because I don't want you to look at it until you actually predicted the weather using the knowledge that you have. And then I want you to answer these questions here in your notebook. So this is in your notebook, the drawing, and then you're answering these questions in your notebook. Finally, you go back to the climate bundle guide, and then you only have one proof. This is your document here, and then how well you did on the prediction. I would like you to put it here or here, wherever you think you are. Okay, that's it, and then you're all caught up. Have a very happy holidays, and I'll see you next week, but I won't be with you. I'll be with period 6.